Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 2021 Campaign Optimization Series. Today's session is titled Increase Campaign ROI with Conversational Marketing. I'm Kelly Lindsenow, the Managing Editor of Demand Gen Report, and I'll be your moderator for this presentation. Thanks so much for joining us today. Charm Bianchini is here to walk us through creating authentic experiences for buyers by leveraging conversational marketing across all stages of the funnel. So before we get going, I have just a few housekeeping slides to run through. So for those of you who don't know, Demand Gen Report is an online media company. We publish daily news, special reports, original research, a weekly email newsletter, and so many other resources. While I'm talking about the newsletter, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Come join over 75,000 of your colleagues who are staying up to date on the hottest trends and latest research. If you'd like to follow, connect, and engage with us, we're also on LinkedIn and Twitter. You can see our handles right there on your screen, and feel free to share your thoughts about the event with us, or even just let us know how we're doing. And for those of you who are craving more ABM content, I'm so excited to let you know that we've repurposed our B2BMX event to have an ABM focus. Join us in June for B2BMX, Next Level ABM. ABM is such an essential part of marketing campaigns, so our B2BMX team worked hard to create an event that helps companies refine their ABM strategies and stand out across all channels to key accounts. This is an event you definitely don't want to miss. Registration is now open. We hope to see you there. And for this series, we've once again partnered with our friends at Grubhub to help some lucky attendees snag a free lunch. Winners will receive an email with the lunch credit, so keep an eye on your inbox to see if lunch is on us. And of course, today's presentation is taking place on the On24 platform. All the information you need throughout the presentation is accessible from the toolbar you see on your screen. We always love to hear your thoughts, insights, and even feedback. Follow along on Twitter with the hashtag #COSeries. And we have our Q&A widget in the top right corner of your screen. Please feel free to submit questions at any time throughout Charm's presentation. We'll spend about 30 minutes running through the session, and we'll save about 10 for questions. Of course, there's plenty of other webinars to attend. To see what else we have in store for you this year, you can access all the COS sessions on the bottom left of your screen. We've also made some additional resources available to you on the bottom right. And we are recording today's session, so you'll receive an archive link to the presentation to review or share with your colleagues. We've also put together a brief survey that will launch automatically at this session's conclusion. We love hearing feedback from everyone, so please let us know how we're doing. You can also pull up, complete, and submit the survey at any time during this webinar by clicking on the survey icon circled right here on the bottom of your screen. Before signing off today, please take a moment to complete this quick questionnaire so we can continue tailoring our events to your liking. And now, without further ado, I would love to introduce today's speaker, Charm Bianchini. Charm Bianchini is the Senior Director of Demand Generation at Drift and is responsible for the development of strategic initiatives to drive demand throughout the entire customer lifecycle. She has over 15 years of experience leading teams in strategic roles focused on revenue generation, field marketing, customer marketing, marketing operations, and sales development. All right, that's it from me. Charm, take us away.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kelly. Welcome, everyone. I'm super excited to be here. Today, we're going to talk about increasing campaign ROI with conversational marketing. As Kelly mentioned, I'm Charm Bianchini. I've been at Drift, heading up demand generation for about 3 months now, but have a long career in demand generation and have even worked for companies like Engagio and Marketo. So today we're going to cover conversational marketing. We're going to talk about what is conversational marketing, how do you apply conversational marketing techniques to your campaigns to get the most ROI out of them. We're going to walk through some top of funnel campaign examples as well as middle of funnel, as well as bottom of funnel, and then I'll leave you with some key takeaways. So let's dig in. The first thing I wanted to do was kind of set the stage. So there's 3 things right now that buyers value the most. The first being transparency, the second being expertise, and the third being speed. And if we think about transparency, it's all about being authentic. And the expertise is all about being a thought leader and really knowing what you're talking about. And the third is so important. It's about speed. It's getting back to people now. It's getting back to people in real time when they are asking those questions. And those were the expectations, but the problem with it is that we're not meeting those expectations. B2B buying today is very broken, and it's probably gotten more broken since COVID has kept us all indoors and has made things go 100% digital. And this is what the B2B buying process looks like today. You usually will get an advertisement, and the advertisement that you get is uninspired and non-relevant. If you happen to click on the ad, you'll go to a landing page. That landing page usually lacks personalization as well as engagement. If you decide to fill out that form on the landing page, you'll probably get 6 to 8 fields that you have to complete. And then once you submit it, you get a thank you email. And then you sit there and you wait and you hope. You hope that you're being routed on the back end to a sales rep. You're waiting there for someone to reach out to you. A lot of times it's a long wait, and so you start looking for answers on your own. When a sales rep finally does reach out to you, it's been a couple of days. There's no real-time interaction anymore. You're going back and forth, usually via email. And it's really a poor follow-up strategy. And if I think about it, this exactly happened to me a few months ago. So as I mentioned, I came to Drift in February, wanted to use some of the vendors that I've used in the past, didn't have their email addresses of my exact contacts. And so I hit a vendor's form. I filled out the form and I waited. And I thought immediately I would hear back from them, because if anyone were to look up my name, they would see that I had been a previous customer many times. So I was a hot lead in my mind. But guess what happened? No one ever followed up with me. And I started to get really frustrated. And I thought about reaching out to them again, but I just didn't want to. That was on them. They should be able to understand the buying process and get back to me right away, but they didn't. So I ended up looking for my own answers. I ended up picking a competitive solution because they got back to me. And there was never any real-time interaction, like I told you. To this day, I'm still waiting. And that's common. Unfortunately, it's very common. What happened to me and what's happening to other people, it's not unique. There's this powerful stat out there that says 99% of site visitors never get to sales. And I'm not saying everyone should get to sales. There's probably people that are not qualified, so they shouldn't. But people like me in that example I gave, being very qualified, having purchased that product 3 times before, I should have made it to sales. I should have been followed up with, and I wasn't. And so let's talk about, how do you fix that? And one way to fix it is with conversational marketing. And conversational marketing, it's really the best way to start real-time conversations with your buyers, with your customers, and increase marketing campaign ROI. And the framework for conversational marketing is pretty simple. You can see it on the right. It's engage, understand, and recommend. And we're going to go through this on the next slide. And so here's the framework for conversational marketing. Engaging just means welcoming them, acknowledging them that they're on their site. Understand. This talks more about, what are you interested in, and starting to guide that person. Are you interested in a series of topics? If they are, then you start to recommend what they should do next. Maybe if it's on digital transformation, they should join a webinar on digital transformation, or perhaps download an ebook. If they really are a qualified top prospect, then perhaps you need to connect them with sales. But this framework allows the buyers to get what they want right away, and you're not making them wait for days or months, how it's been for me, for an answer. And so conversational marketing really engages buyers immediately. You're able to recognize and engage the buyer in the moment that they show intent. And that's what you want to do. You want to follow up with people when they're ready to be followed up with. Waiting until the SDRs get some leads from a webinar and following up a week later or days later, that's not when the buyer was showing intent. The buyer was showing intent, days before. So being able to do that is very powerful. You're also able to qualify and funnel active demand into your pipeline. So the more people that you're able to talk to, the more pipeline it's going to create, the more campaign ROI you're going to get. And then you can identify customers from prospects and quickly move them throughout their customer journey. And so here is an example of what I mean by personalizing the experience. It's what we do here at Drift. We have created custom journeys for lots of different people. The first one I want to talk about is ABM. We have an ABM strategy here. We have a bunch of target accounts. We treat those accounts differently when they come to the Drift website. We know a lot more information about these target accounts versus a regular prospect. And so that's what we do. We guide them, and if it makes sense, we ask them for a meeting. We treat customers different than prospects. So you don't want to treat everyone the same and ask them, are you interested in Drift? We already know that they're a customer. Let's thank them for being a customer. Let's try to understand why they're coming to the website and what they need. And then there's verticals and segments that we care about. So maybe you have a vertical strategy like healthcare or financial services. You can message to those people differently. You can offer them different assets. You can even connect them to different sales teams if there's specialties amongst your sales organization. And then segments, by this I mean enterprise versus small business. You've got to treat those segments differently. And so you can tailor your message and create that custom journey for them. And then a good one always is repeat site visitors. If I come to a site and it's my 5th time coming back, don't act as if it is my first time. Say, hi, Charm. See that you've come back. Last time you were interested in this topic. Can I help you get more information on that topic? Or can I help you with something else? So it's really about personalizing the experience that helps get your buyers what they need. And now let's talk about the impact of conversational marketing. And at the very high level, conversational marketing will help improve your funnel performance. If you think about your marketing funnel, the more people that respond to campaigns, the more people that are engaged, the more people that are having conversations, those are higher conversion rates throughout the stages of the funnel. So more people are going to flow through, and more people are going to be able to be connected with your sales reps in real time. And so at the end of the day, this is leading to more campaign ROI. Here's 2 stats that I love. 55% of people using conversational marketing generated a greater volume of high-quality leads. If we apply this stat to a campaign and we think about a webinar, the more people that attend a webinar that are high quality, the more impact you're going to see at the end of the funnel. You're going to be able to talk to people and convert them and move them into pipeline and hopefully even into closed revenue. So it's going to bring that additional lift to your campaigns. Another great stat is 40% of those using conversational marketing generated greater, more predictable engagement with leads and accounts. So if you know that you can interact with people and have conversations with them before even sending them over to sales potentially, this is going to be better for your planning and forecasting. You're going to be able to say, this webinar not only generated 200 people that attended, but on average, I'm also going to get about 40 people that interact and start having conversations with me. So those are going to be hot leads, and you're going to be able to predict more accurately how these people are going to flow through your funnel and what kind of ROI you're going to see. And we've seen some proven results at Drift. For us, we embrace conversational marketing. It's what we do. And there's some strong benefits that we've achieved. The first is better customer experience. I can't tell you how many times I see in Slack channels, people have taken screenshots of tweets or emails from prospects or customers thanking us for the experience that they are receiving from us, from our website. We don't have anything gated. So everything is free. We help you. We guide you. We recommend what you should be doing, and people love that. And they thank us for it. We've also seen higher conversion rates. That funnel that I talked about, we have a great high-performing funnel, but also if I look at a piece of content, and I'll show you an example of one in a little bit, we've seen double the conversion rate on that piece of content by ungating it and by having a conversational bot alongside it. We've seen an increase in marketing-generated pipeline because, again, back to that stat, the more people that are qualified, that are attached to a campaign, that are warmed up, the better. And then we're going to walk through some examples of how it's actually helped us accelerate revenue, so more bottom of the funnel, powerful benefits we've seen. And so now let's dive in. So this is some examples of using conversational marketing throughout the funnel. And what I wanted to do here, though, first was just talk about a prospect journey. And we all know it's not linear. It also usually involves many people. It's a buying unit. And here's some examples. You can see there's a director of sales development that's doing a lot of things. There's a VP of demand generation, and there's many more. And they're doing different activities. Maybe someone's attending a webinar. Someone is reading a blog. Someone is downloading CMO Secrets ebook. Someone is actually attending a meeting. And so there's many ways and many areas within the funnel that these people are interacting with us. And I'm going to show you examples of how conversational marketing can interact with these people at various stages. So let's jump in. So here's some top of funnel campaigns. And first, when we talk about top of funnel, let's talk about the website because it is a beast. We know that the website is one of our biggest assets for brand and demand. We know that a ton of resources, a ton of time, a ton of money goes into driving people to the website as well as keeping up the website and refreshing it, etc. The problem with most of the websites out there is that all of the content is gated. And so 81% of tech buyers will come to your website, they will see that it's gated content, and they will abandon. And I'm sure if you pull the abandon rate of some of your high-performing assets, you will see that this rings true. They will not fill out forms. What will they do instead? They will go and search somewhere else on the internet for that information. Maybe they'll end up at a competitor site. Maybe they'll end up on an analyst site. But wherever they land up, they're going to get that information a different way because you've made it hard for them to do. However, there's hope. There's 39% of people who have been using conversational marketing have seen that people stay longer on the site. People read more pages. They're more engaged. They start building trust with your brand. They start recognizing that you are a place for thought leadership, and they want to keep coming back. And when they start having those good feelings about your brand, that in turn turns to meetings and hopefully pipeline and bigger ROI. So this is what we've done at Drift. We've really optimized our website. And so if we think about website traffic coming in, we greet everyone with a bot. We have a bot on every single page because we want to make it easy for them to find what they're looking for. And that bot usually does one of three things. So I talked to you guys earlier about our ABM strategy, how we go after target accounts. If it makes sense, we will route them immediately to sales. We'll have sales join the conversation with the bot and the prospect and talk to them right away. If it doesn't make sense, but it still makes sense to talk to sales, but not immediately, we will book a meeting and schedule it soon. And then the third thing after qualifying is if it doesn't make sense for them to talk to sales at all right now, then we will nurture them and we will educate them. So we might ask for their email if we don't have it and drop them into a Marketo nurture stream, or we'll add them to an outreach sequence, or we will point them in the direction of some content that they can get their answers met. So now let's look at some examples of Drift. And this is our homepage bot on Drift. As I mentioned, we have a bot on every page, but on the home page, it's very conversational. It's just trying to understand, why are you here? What can I help you with? And if you think about other websites, Drift isn't that crazy of a website, but I know I have been frustrated going on websites from large enterprise corporations that have, 40 or 100 products, trying to navigate and find out, do they have webinars? Do they have any upcoming events for those products? Or even trying to find out, where's support? Where's the blog for this actual product line? Do they have one? It can be so difficult. It can actually be frustrating that you don't even want to go back there because you can't find the information. But by being engaging and helping people out and guiding them either to support or to a blog or to the right product, that improves your chance of getting them to come back and becoming a customer. Another example of this is Marketo. So Marketo is a big user of Drift. They have a resource section, and if you've ever been on the resource section, it's all different topics that you can search for. And so they want to make it easy. This is their email marketing, their page, and so they're asking people when they come on here, are you interested in email marketing? What exactly about email marketing are you interested in? Because there's so many different topics within email marketing. And so it asks them, are you interested in A/B testing? And the person says yes, so great. We have a great blog on A/B testing, and here's the link to the blog. And then it also asks, do you want to meet with someone if you have additional questions? So quickly they're finding out that the person is interested in A/B testing and pointing them in that right direction. So here's a fun one. This is conversational content, and this is an example of our conversational landing page. So this is the content that I was talking about that gets a 2x download rate compared to our gated content. And so this conversational content is not behind a form. You can access it. You can read it on our site. The nice thing about this is that when you're scrolling through this ebook, the Drift bot scrolls with you. And so the Drift bot is going to be asking you questions. It's going to ask you, thanks for looking at this. It's going to ask you if you want a downloadable version. If you do, we will send you the downloadable PDF. You need to give us your email address for that. So if they're okay doing that, then we can send them an email. It'll also start asking questions if they have any questions about ABM, or do they want additional content on ABM, or if it makes sense, do they want to talk to someone about how you can use Drift for ABM? So it's very engaging and a great way to interact with people when they're actually consuming content. All right, so now let's talk about mid-funnel campaigns and go through some examples. So the goal of middle of funnel is really to create sales-ready leads and accounts. And I put leads and accounts in here because I didn't know, I'm sure there's some people that are still going after leads like MQLs. Some people are going after accounts like MQAs. And then some people are doing a hybrid approach of both leads and accounts. But the mid-funnel is really about getting whatever you're going after sales ready and being able to hand them over to a sales rep. And so a great stat here is that 38% of people using conversational marketing have accelerated their sales cycle. So they're moving those people from the top of funnel to the mid, et cetera. And here's an example of our product demo. Product demo is a great example of a mid-funnel campaign. And a lot of time and energy and resources and budget is spent to optimize product demo campaigns. I've done it at many companies. And that's because product demo campaigns usually are high converting. It's one of the top producers of pipeline, and if more people show interest in your product and request a demo, they probably are going to go straight into pipeline. And so the problem, though, with most of these demos is that there's a get a demo link or a button on your homepage. And when you click it, it's the same thing as the B2B buying process. A form appears. You have to fill out the form. You hit submit. You sit there and wait. You wait for a sales rep to follow up with you. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't. I've seen proof of that when going through our product demos and seeing how many have actually been booked, and definitely some were skipped by sales reps at previous companies. And then you go back and forth via email trying to schedule the thing. But here, what we do is we pop up a drift bot immediately. So as soon as you hit that get a demo link, we're going to engage with you, and we're going to make it very easy to schedule the demo. We're going to tell you what you get in the demo, and then we're going to tell you who your sales rep is, and we're going to ask you to find a time on your sales rep's calendar to actually schedule this product demo. And so right then and there, when I'm showing intent, when I'm wanting a demo, I'm able to book something right away. And what we've seen is thousands and thousands and thousands of product demo bot conversations being had a quarter, engaging people. Not all of them turn into demos, but we're able to start conversations with these people and get them interested in the Drift product. So it's pretty powerful. Another example, and this is one of my favorites, is virtual events. And how do you use virtual events and conversational marketing to increase ROI? And this was a virtual event that we did last month. It's called Rev Growth, and the topic was account-based engagement. And what we did was, you can see on the right, there's a Drift bot. So a Drift bot appears for everyone. As you know, with virtual events, you can even log in once you register. So, a week before it's open, and you can see what's going on. And the Drift bot will help you. So it'll say, you made it here. Thank you. Can I help you? Do you want to know how long the agenda is? Do you want to know who the speakers are? Do you want to know who our sponsors are? Typical stuff like that. Are you having connection issues? There's even a little bell you can ring. So if you don't want to interact with the bot and you need help right away because something's failing on your side and you're not able to see the virtual event, there's a bell and we'll get you technical support right away. So that's pretty standard stuff just to make it a better virtual event experience. But in addition to that, what we did was we had a Drift bot for our ABM target account. And if you were an ABM target account, you got a more personal, tailored experience during Rev Growth. It wasn't just during, again, it was before Rev Growth. So those people that might be joining early before the show starts, or even, a week before, if we saw that you were joining and just kind of taking a peek at what's going to go on, we popped up a bot and we asked you, if you had any questions. We talked to you like we knew you because we had a lot of information on your account because you are an ABM target account of ours. And then the other thing we did is we said, we know a lot about ABM. We'd love to talk to you about how Drift can help with account-based engagement. We're engaging with you right now. Would you like to learn more? And we were able to book 100 scheduled meetings before the end of the event using this strategy. And if you think about it, this is super powerful. This doesn't usually happen. Usually you have a Rev Growth virtual event, you get 5,000 attendees, you send those over to sales reps, and sales reps start calling. Now what did we do? We had this virtual event. We sent over 5,000 attendees to them, but we also sent over 100 scheduled opportunities before the event even ended. And thinking about that in terms of what it's going to do to your campaign performance and your ROI, it's going to skyrocket it with 100 scheduled meetings already. Here's an example of a targeted email. I love this example. This is an example actually of a sales rep sending an email, but you can also use this example for field marketing. And so all my field marketing people out there, which I love, and field marketing is near and dear to my heart. Think of sometimes when you have a new rep and you want to send an intro email to help warm up their territory. So you send an intro email on behalf of the rep to warm up the territory. You ask them to meet with you instead of going back and forth via email. You have a link in there so they can meet. In addition to that, you're able to see the performance and the engagement on the email. So another way that mid-funnel can start connecting the buyers on their time to your sales reps for better engagement and better campaign performance. All right, so now let's talk about bottom of funnel campaigns. And two stats that I want to cover here. One is 49% of those using conversational marketing solutions saw improvements in their overall customer lifetime value. And then the other one is 45% of those using conversational marketing solutions were able to learn more about their buyers in less time. And I'll give you examples of both of these. So here is bottom of funnel example one, and this relates back to the stat on customer lifetime value. As a demand gen marketer, not only are you tasked with new business, most of the time you're also tasked with expansion campaigns. So these are upsell, cross-sell, renewal campaigns. And this is an example of a campaign we ran last month. We had a new product launch on virtual selling assistants. And every time a customer came to the website that we were able to identify, we greeted them, and then at some point in the conversation started asking them if they were interested in learning more about virtual selling assistants. If they said yes and that they were ready, we then alerted the account manager that the customer is on the website. And then we routed that account manager into the conversation directly so they could have a real-time conversation with the customer on our new product. We were able to hit our expansion goals for this campaign based on this flow and this strategy. And if you guys have worked on expansion campaigns in the past, sometimes it can be a little difficult because you're working with a customer side of the house that has to deal with the calls, and they're not the SDRs that are there, 9 to 5 to follow up with people. They've got regular jobs. And so a lot of times that campaign looks like a calling campaign, an email campaign for that account manager. You're asking them to reach out individually to every customer to talk about the new product. And their follow-up can be slow. And your success of the program depends on when they're going to follow up. So doing something like this to alert them and route them into the conversation removes some of those phone calls and some of those emails that they have to make. And so it can jumpstart the program, make the time more efficient for them, and then also help you hit those expansion campaign goals like we did. Pretty awesome. And then the last example is back to knowing more about your buyers. And this is a deal acceleration campaign. And this is on our pricing page. So when people come to our pricing page, a pricing bot appears. And we ask questions about what's bringing you to this pricing page. Do you have questions? It also looks to see if you are an open opportunity. If you are an open opportunity, it's going to route you to your sales rep immediately, because we don't want you to ask pricing questions over email, and then it could take days for the rep to respond, and then that could take days for the prospect to respond. If you're on our pricing page and you have questions right now, we want to answer those. And so we will route in, just like we did for the expansion program, we routed in the AM, we will route in your sales rep if you're on the pricing page and you have an open op and you need answers. So this really helps the velocity. This really helps to increase the deal and accelerate it quickly to hopefully close one business. All right, so to close out, I hope that this was educational and informative. I really want to leave you with conversational marketing techniques can definitely help you increase engagement, which in turn increases campaign ROI. Conversational marketing, to recap, enables you to start real-time conversations with your buyers and with your customers. It eliminates friction because you're not having to have people wait by filling out a form and then route it to sales. You're interacting with them when they're showing that high intent and really customizing the experience for them based on who they are or their segment or if their target account, et cetera. So I encourage you to really improve your marketing campaign ROI by thinking about implementing conversational marketing. And really, if you get started with conversational marketing, also engage with people at various stages of the funnel. So don't only just throw up a homepage bot. Think about, how can I use it in my virtual events? How can I use it in field marketing? How can I use it on the pricing page? And when you're doing that and really implementing it in a thorough, thoughtful way, you're going to see the increase in ROI. All right, so what I wanted to do here is just leave you a little bit of information about Drift. Drift is a revenue acceleration platform. It is built on the foundation of conversational marketing and conversational sales and virtual selling assistance. We also have a conversational AI technology that powers all of this. And so I encourage you to reach out to us if you want to learn more about Drift, if you want to learn how a revenue acceleration platform like Drift can help you create more pipeline faster. And also, if you want to learn 50,000, customers use us, if you want to learn best practices about how 50,000 customers use us, we'd love to chat. So with that, one last slide. We are doing a virtual event. We're going to do a customer showcase event around some of our newer products, and it's called Go Faster with Drift. It is Wednesday, June 9th, and we will be highlighting how some of these leading customers are seeing increases in pipeline by using some of the Drift products. So I encourage you to check it out. And with that, I want to thank everyone for time. And Kelly, I will throw it back over to you to see if we have some questions that have come in.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So yes, there are some really good questions coming in, but first, I would just like to remind everyone to please share your thoughts and any feedback before signing off today. Feel free to click the survey icon at the bottom of your screen at any time, or you could just wait for it to launch automatically at the Q&A's conclusion. Okay, so let's get to those questions. Let's see. Okay, so how do I get started with conversational marketing?
Yeah, good question. You know, conversational marketing, just like any new piece of technology, if you end up buying a solution for conversational marketing like Drift, you want to start small. So I would say run some tests. Start small. Put a bot up on your homepage. Put a bot up on some of your high-value assets, like your demo request page or a piece of content that everyone seems to really like, and start trying to attract more people by asking them questions and chatting with them in real time when they're researching that topic or that asset. So yeah, conversational marketing is something that's pretty simple. If demand gen marketers are used to nurturing and, you know, what is the strategy for nurture, this is like taking nurture to your website and to your buyers. So think of it in that terms of what is the journey for target accounts? What is the journey for customers? What is the journey for prospects? How do I want to engage with them at different stages of the funnel?
Okay, wonderful. And then let's see what else we have coming in here. So how can I measure conversational marketing and know that it's really working?
Yeah, that's a good question. And if you are a data-driven demand gen marketer, or even in marketing operations, I'm hoping that you already do a lot of A/B testing before you go and implement anything on your website that's new or new messaging or even conversational marketing. You should always get a baseline of what you were doing before and see if you can, you know, see a lift in what you're doing now. And so same applies to conversational marketing. When you want to test something, get a baseline of what was working before, and then do some A/B tests to see, you know, if I remove a form from the product page, how does it work? Or, you know, how many more people are engaging with the bot versus filling out the form? So run those A/B tests. And hopefully soon you'll be able to see that conversational marketing is really giving you that extra lift to increase campaign ROI.
Okay, awesome. And then we're coming up on time, so I'm just going to grab one more question here. So the last one I have that we're going to grab is, do you have to hire a lot more people to do this?
So I'm not really sure if the question is from a marketing standpoint or from a sales standpoint. But the answer to both of those, if that means if it's coming from marketing, no, you do not. From a marketing perspective, if you have someone that is in charge of ABM or in charge of your email marketing or demand generation or marketing operations, any of those type of people can handle a conversational marketing strategy and implement it. And then from a sales perspective, you do not. That's the beauty of this, is that we have the bot. The bot actually, because it is powered by AI, it can get really smart. You can start training that bot to actually be a virtual selling assistant for you. It can actually be a sales rep. So you can get more pipeline and an increase in opportunities being created by not hiring more reps. A lot of times there's no budget to hire additional headcount. So that lift can come from AI technology like Drift.
Okay, wonderful. So unfortunately, that is all the time we have for questions today. But don't worry, if we didn't get to your question live, just keep an eye on your inbox because we will provide answers via email. So that's it for today. Thank you again, Charm, for such a great session. And thank you to all of our attendees for taking the time to join us today. Please be sure to join us tomorrow for the new marketing imperative, audience first and experience driven. We hope to see you there. Thanks again and enjoy the rest of the series.